What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mr. Big Shot Show. In editing this video, I realized I didn't film an intro to it, so here's the intro. In today's video, we are going to be covering the Pokemon Go Battle Weekend event that is coming up with Shadow Latios and Giovanni and Team Rocket and Shadow Pokemon and TMs and everything like that. We're also getting some extra bonuses, mainly in that being the legacy moves for all of the starters. So we can put all of the legacy moves on starters from Gen 1 through 5. And we will go over all of those and what's worth it and what's not. Again, remember, whatever Pokemon is your favorite Pokemon, feel free to do whatever you want. Put a legacy move on it or don't. However you feel, that's up to you. But yeah, so let's get jumping into the video. All right, let's go. Battle Weekend, which will be coming up. We have right here, we obviously see Giovanni with his Shadow Latios there. And from Saturday, July 9th, 2022 at 12 a.m. to Sunday, July 10th, 2022 at 11:59 p.m. That's 2 full days. Your local time will be the Battle Weekend event happening. The event bonuses. Enjoy up to 20 Go Battle League sets each day, which means you can battle up to 100 times each day. That's a total of 200 times on Saturday and Sunday if you do all of them. At the same time, it's also like a Team Go Rocket event, and we can use the charged TMs to help Shadow Pokemon forget frustration and learn a regular charge attack. I recommend doing this on all of your Shadow Pokemon that you find relevant for raids or the Pokemon Go Battle League. But yeah, so make sure you save one for Shadow Latios, though. It will know frustration. If you have your Shadow Latios and you didn't do that, you know what I'm talking about. Ultra Unlock Battle Weekend event bonuses. Team Go Rocket balloons will appear every 2 hours. That's quite a bit. Enjoy 1 extra raid pass per day. I think that's the raid pass from spinning stops. Earn 2 mysterious components from defeating Team Go Rocket grunts, so you'll be able to battle Team Go Rocket leaders a lot more frequently. Encounter legendary Pokemon Go Battle League reward encounters at rank 16 and up. That's different because normally you have to be rank 20 to encounter the legendary Pokemon. So the legendary Pokemon that is in raids, you'll be able to encounter at rank 16 and above. That's awesome. Earn 5 times Stardust from Go Battle League rewards. That's huge. And earn 50% extra XP from raid battles. And that's also pretty awesome. As well as earn an extra 50% Stardust from defeating Team Go Rocket grunts. So there's a lot of big boy bonuses coming up on this event. It's definitely worth playing the Go Battle Weekend. If you don't do any of the rest of the event, just make sure you play the Go Battle Weekend, get your battles in, and do what you can from there. Ultra Unlock Blast from the Past. So this is the second Ultra Unlock that we earned from the Go Fest Berlin event, and it follows as such. Blast from the Past. If you evolve the following first partner Pokemon during Ultra Unlock Battle Weekend, they'll know attacks that were previously featured during past events. Those events being the community days. So, Frenzy Plant charged attack will be for Bulbasaur, Chikorita, Trico, Turtwig, and Snivy. Blast Burn charged attack will be for Charmander, Cyndaquil, Torchic, Chimchar, and Tepig. Hydro Cannon charged attack for Squirtle, Totodile, Mudkip, Piplup, Oshawott, and Dragon Breath fast attack for Charmander. I don't know if there will be like a way of picking which one you get between these guys, but these are all their exclusive move sets, so it's definitely worth evolving these guys. If you have a really good one that you've been saving, now's the time, because you can get your moves without having to use an elite charge team that you normally would have to use outside of an event like this. Special research centered on Giovanni will be available. Complete it to earn Super Rocket Radar. The special research will be available to claim until the end of the season of Go on September 1st, 2022 at 10 a.m. your local time. This is where I was saying, hopefully you saved your Super Rocket Radar from the Apex Shadow Pokemon special research. That way you can use that, and you'll always have a Super Rocket Radar on hand. So if there ever is a legendary, say Shadow Mewtwo, that comes back into the thing, that you can get 2 of them and try to get better IVs between the 2 of them. You usually can only get 1 Shadow Legendary per thing. So this is a way to stockpile, save, and keep rotating a Super Rocket Radar, so you always have one ready for the next one. It'll be good. Good times. Save Shadow Latios. Giovanni doesn't do anything halfway after trainers around the world saved Shadow Latios. The Team Go Rocket boss just had to get his hands on Shadow Latios, and now it needs your help. Get ready to face off against Giovanni and rescue Shadow Latios. Of course, there's Shadow Latios. And like I was saying, be sure that you save a charged TM for Shadow Latios to TM away frustration during this event. Shadow Pokemon! Team Go, Rocket Grunts, as well as their leaders, Sierra, Cliff, and Arlo, are also using different Shadow Pokemon. Help Spark, Blanche, and Condella overcome their adversaries and rescue the Shadow Pokemon. If you're lucky, you may encounter different shiny Shadow Pokemon than normal, too. In addition, Team Go Rocket has also turned the following Pokemon into Shadow Pokemon. Defeat Team Go Rocket Grunts to save them. We have Geodude, Shinx, and Purloin, as well as Minimiller. But yeah, so we're going to go through the Legacy moves for Gen 1 through 5. See which of the starter Pokemon you should evolve during the Go Battle Weekend. Or is that what it's called? The Go Battle Weekend that's coming up this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, July 9th and 10th. Remember, you can battle up to 100 times, but at the same time, you can evolve these guys and get legacy moves on them because of the Ultra Unlock. So let's see what moves are worth grabbing, which ones you can, let ride the bench. In case you missed it, not only do we get a new Shadow event this weekend, but we also get a chance to get a Community Day moves for all Gen 1 through 5 starters, too. And that also means we can remove frustration from Shadow starters and then evolve them during the same event. How nice. Okay. Many folks have asked me to rank the starters so they know what to prioritize, and many analysis there's a Z in there. And analyzers basically just do that. Add some editorialized thoughts and leave it at that. But that ain't me. Laughy faced with a sweat. Nope. I decided to rank them, prioritize them, and do a full analysis of their viability or not. In all the main leagues, PvP play, strap in. It's a long and sometimes bumpy ride. So long, in fact, that we'll start with a quick bottom line up front. I'll leave the link to this in the video down below, so you guys can click this if you want to read this for yourselves, because I'm not going to cover every little detail of it. I'm just going to cover the main points, basically. BLUF, bottom line up front. For Frenzy Plant users, I rank them as Venasaur, Meganium, Superior, though Serp is very much nipping at Meg's heels these days. What? Oh, Superior is apparently closing in on Meganium. Got it. Torterra and Sceptile. Skip those last two entirely, though. So Torterra and Sceptile, I guess, are not worth it at all to put Frenzy Plant on it. I know Sceptile will be having its Mega come into the game soon. I don't know if Frenzy Plant is just a waste on that, but I know you're gonna want like Leaf Blade and I would say Leaf Blade and Frenzy Plant on Sceptile, especially since it's got its Mega coming up. It'll just be that much more powerful. Torterra, yeah, Torterra's okay. Torterra's a total pass. I got it. That's fine. For Blastburn, we have Charizard, which remains number 1, and its Megas are amazing in PvP. If you get to ever use Megas in PvP yet again, I'm still petitioning for 1v1 Mega battles in the Go Battle League. Go ahead and give us a Mega ranking or a Mega Battle League that we can 1v1 people with. That, I think, is amazing. Do it, Niantic. Do it. I dare you. Not even that. I quadruple dog dare you to do that. You know what? Quintuple dog dare you. I quintuple dog dare you, Niantic and Pokemon Go, to put Mega Battles 1v1s in as its own league. For Blastburns, Charizard remains number 1, and its Megas are amazing in PvP if that ever becomes relevant. Again, yeah. But Typhlosion and Blaziken, also a nice Mega whenever Blaziken's Mega does come, because Blaziken and Sceptile are both from the same generation. Blaziken will have a nice Mega, and it will be a fire and fighting type. So you'll want counter, blast burn, and then either whatever its other fighting move is, or fire kick. For Blaziken, that is. And are not far behind. Infernape and Embror are pretty Infernape and Embror seem pretty hopeless. So again, I guess you don't have to evolve these guys. Like that's the thing. don't let this article dissuade you from evolving one of these guys to get their legacy move. It's totally worth it if you know, if your favorite Pokemon is Infernape, why not put its best move on it? Blast Burn is still the best move on Infernape. It's just Infernape is not Infernape is just not as high on the scale of Pokemon using Blast Burn. That's all they're saying here. Not that you shouldn't at all even worry about putting Blast Burn on Infernape, but like, you know, if you have one of these starters that is your favorite, put the legacy move on it that you want, because I definitely guarantee that it'll be worth it more than not putting on the legacy move, you know, or wasting an elite TM to put on a move when you could have done it for free during this weekend. Swampert is at the top target, not just for Hydro Cannon users, but arguably for the whole weekend. Yeah, Swampert's a whole nother beast, because it's got so much coverages and like very little weaknesses. Swampert's just a whole nother beast that is, you know, it's one of the best Hydro Cannon users, but you can also put something like Earthquake or Muddy Water on it and have it even have Mud Slap, so it could be ground, rock, and water, or ground and water. You know, you got double typings and everything there. So you're bound to find something that has a weakness to it. But arguably for the whole weekend, Shadow and non-Shadow are worth having in all three leagues. Blastoise is next with Empoleon, mostly for Ultra, Samurott for Spice, and for Alligator for the collectors. Yeah, for Alligator's not super great when it comes to Hydro Cannon, but again, if that's your favorite one, go ahead and throw it on there, and then you get it. Swampert also is part of the same generation as Blaziken and Sceptile, so Swampert also will be having a Mega come at some point. I imagine they're waiting on that because Mega Swampert will like dominate everything, since regular Swampert dominates just about everything, you know? Yeah, make sure you use your shadows and non-shadows of Swampert. We'll go into more depth here in a minute, and we'll cover everything a little bit better, or a little bit more, rather. One last caveat. These are just my own thoughts based on experience and simulations. It's not gospel or anything. If you have other thoughts, even differing thoughts, please post them in the comments after reading so we can benefit from your knowledge too. All that out of the way, let's start with the moves themselves. So again, these aren't necessarily my thoughts, but I do agree with a lot of them, I guess. But like I said, link down below for this article. Hands down, Frenzy Plant is the all-around best of the three starter moves, leading in damage per energy, 2.22. I have no idea what that means. And arguably relevance, it gives grass types water. What? It gives grass types. And even arguably the relevance it does give to grass types. Got it. Waters have great moves like Surf, Crap Hammer, Scald, and others that deal high damage for their cost, while fire types come with some of the highest damage moves in the game, like Overheat and V-Create. What the heck is V-Create? Oh, that's Victini's move. That come with severe nerfs but cheap costs, and of course both waters and fires have Weather Ball. Grass has Leaf Storm now, and literally only 2 fringy Pokemon that actually use it, and the admittedly OP Leaf Blade, but arguably no starter type in the game needs their Community Day move more than grasses need Frenzy Plant. So it's okay that it's the best of the 3 moves. Just to put how good it is in perspective, consider that it has the exact same stat, 45 energy for 100 damage as close combat and wild charge. Hugely impactful PvP moves that both come with severe drawback, self-nerfing the user's defenses by 2 stages. But of course, Frenzy Plant has no drawbacks whatsoever. Scared of wild charge and or close combat? Rightly so. Frenzy Plant is just as scary, if not more so. Which is a little different because these moves in the regular games like Fire Red and stuff, you would have to miss your next turn after you used one of these legacy moves. So it is funny how they don't have like a drawback necessarily. But hey, that's why they're legacy moves, and that's why they have. But hey, that's why they're legacy moves, and that's why they have elite TMs to put them on, because they're the best moves in the game, right? Blast Burn. Blast Burn is very close behind a Frenzy Plant as one of the most efficient moves in the game with its 2.20 damage per energy, ranking just behind a Frenzy Plant's 2.22. Only Flying Press and Aeroblast are higher among moves with no drawbacks / self-nerfing built in. Blast Burn also deals the most damage of the three with 110, though it is also the slowest of the three at 50 energy. However, even that isn't really a bad thing. Most of the time, consider that many fire starter Pokemon rely on either Fire Spin or Incinerate. Each individual Fire Spin generates 10 energy, and each Incinerate generates 20 energy. Incinerate generates 20 energy? It is a very slow move, but geez, I didn't know it did 20 energy. If Blast Burn's cost was 45 energy, as with Frenzy Plant, it wouldn't come any faster with Fire Spin or Incinerate. By the time you have enough energy for a 45 energy move, both have generated enough energy for Blast Burn anyway. 50 exactly for 5 Fire Spins or 60 energy for 3 Incinerates. Another fun fact while we're on the topic, there are no fire moves in PvP that cost 45 energy. Blast Burn and Flame Charge cost 50, and Fire Punch, Blaze Kick each and V Create each cost 40. Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. But yeah, so Blast Burn's again one of the best moves, does 110 damage, but it does take a little bit longer to charge as it is 50. But like they said, you're usually getting 5 or 3 attacks and you can have it basically. It's just these 3 attacks for Incinerate really take a long time and you get beat up a lot in the meantime. Well, I found that interesting at least. But anyway, Blast Burn is most undoubtedly the best move Fire has to offer. Overheat and V Create come with big drawbacks. Blast Burn is a more effective move than each Techno Blast Burn and Sacred Fire. It's really good. Hydro Cannon, the cheap one and the lightest hitting, but make no mistake, this is the exclusive starter move that has probably had the most impact on PvP as a whole. Because it put Empoleon on the map in Ultra League and Swampert in all leagues. It really did. These guys are amazing with this move. Hydro Cannon costs 40 energy and deals 80 damage for a nice, cool 2.00 DPE. Unlike fire and grass types, that actually represents the highest DPE among all moves of the type, with the sole exception of Technoblast, which would be the Douse one, which is only found on Genesect, and Origin Pulse, future move for Kyogre. Ooh, Origin Pulse. That sounds cool. So technically not in the game yet. No widespread moves like Overheat and Leaf Storm, just Hydro Cannon or something like Hydro Pump. Yeah, Hydro Pump is basically a worse version of Hydro Cannon. So put Hydro Cannon on your water types, not Hydro Pump. Make sure you do that. If you're using an Elite Team, please make sure you put the right one on. And that's about it for water knockout power. Hydro Cannon is a nice mix of spam. Water is nice mix of spam. Water is known for with enough punch to be a true threat on its own. There's a lot of I don't know, ways that the sentences fall apart that I don't know. It's rough reading. All right, so now that we've looked at the moves, let's look at the 15 Pokemon that can learn these moves. I'll try to highlight not only which of these starters are the best in PvP, basically putting them all into tiers, and which leagues they're best in, but for the upper tier starters, I will also highlight their more interesting wins. We're not going over the wins. Generally, you can assume things with Frenzy Plant will dominate waters and grounds and rocks. Blast Burn roasts grasses and seals and bugs and such, and Hydro Cannon washes away fire, grounds, and rocks, and the like. So I won't list those more obvious. Oh, Venusaur beats Blastoise, who knew? Type wins, and I will focus on some of the ones that make that particular starter stand out. Got all that? Good, because here we go. All right, must-haves. Swampert. Again, Hydro Cannon on your Swampert. 80 damage, 40 energy. Great League priority is high. Ultra League priority is very high. Master League priority is very high. Which is different for a lot of these starters because usually everything in the Master League should just be either the legendaries or pseudo legendaries. So to have a starter who can actually make it into the Master League and participate, although I do think it has to be the Master League limited, it can still be a pretty good damage dealer in there. But basically, Swamperd's like the most important Pokemon to have out of all of this. So good thing we had Mudkip Day not too long ago. This may be the most impactful overall PvP Pokemon in this entire article. Everyone who GBLs has likely encountered Swampert in all 3 leagues by now, and it has popped up with a ton of Silph Arena Cups as well. Swampert is the glassiest of the infamous Mud Boys, but it's also the only Mud Boy that, and actually the only starter period, that really has serious play in the Master League. See, just like I said. So yeah, Hydro Cannon and Surf, basically. As well as like Mud Slap, I think, is your quick move. But yeah, here's all of the wins. This is why I'm leaving the link to it, so you can go back and read these wins if you want. And don't forget that Swampy will eventually be getting his own Mega and may eventually matter in the Master League too, which is what I brought up earlier. Again, I don't know if I want like Megas in the Master League or if I want Megas to have their own league. You know, I feel like a 1v1 Mega League would be cool. That's just me, though. Charizard, Dragon, 4 DPT, and 3.0 EPT, energy per attack, or whatever, and 0.5 cooldown, and Blast Burn, Fire, 110 damage, and 50 energy, and 2.20 DPE, damage per energy. So, as you see here, Charizard's actually getting 2 moves during this event. So it's getting Dragon Breath as its fast attack move, and then it's getting Blast Burn as its charged attack move. And then you can still throw in Dragon Claw or a different charged attack move if you really wanted to. I would recommend, if you're going to put Dragon Breath on it, it should be a Pokemon that you're going to Mega as a Mega Charizard X. That way it gets stabbed. Otherwise, Dragon Breath is nice to have because it does a fair amount of damage and it charges quickly. So if you were to go into say the Great League with the Dragon Breath Charizard and somebody else brought in their Dragon Knight, like, you would have the upper hand because you'd be hitting it super effectively, while Charizard is not taking super effective attacks from a Dragon Knight. Although Dragon Knight's a bad example because Dragon Knight's really bulky. So anyways, you'd be dealing super effective damage during each attack while also powering up for a bigger charge attack such as Blast Burn or Dragon Claw. That's usually how I run my Charizards, with Dragon Claw and Blast Burn. Also, I usually use Fire Spin instead of Dragon Breath, but I may, I'll evolve a couple of Charizards this weekend and I'll just have some that have Dragon Breath on them. And I guess I'll see where I go from there, if I want to keep them as Dragon Breath or if I want to change them. Because it doesn't cost an Elite TM to move off of a Legacy move, but it does cost an Elite TM to go onto a Legacy move. So for the Great League, Charizard has a high priority. Ultra League, it has a very high priority for Dragon Breath Charizard, like I was saying. And Master League priority is moderate / high. High for the Mega Charizards, while only moderate for regular Charizard. Regular Charizard, even at fully level 50 Charizard, it can only ever get up to like 3,300, I believe, or 5,000 as a Mega Charizard Y. Again, that doesn't necessarily count. So Charizard is a little underpowered for the Master League, which is why I say like he's not a super priority for the Master League. So here's something new for Charizard, evolving it with both of its Community Days moves. It's pretty cool. Blast Burn is, of course, the most famous and basic for a viable PvP Charizard. Though Overheat really isn't a bad replacement that can surprise with its raw power, though the big debuffs hurts. Yeah. So Overheat can deal more damage, but I think your attack gets debuffed and your defense. I think you lose on attack and defense, just one stage each. But Dragon Breath, a fast move, has some good use in the certain PvP metas as well. I'll certainly highlight Breath, but I'm also going to simulate with the customary Fire Spin too. Heck, I could even simulate with the perfectly viable Wing Attack. Wing Attack is the other fast move for Charizard, but I have to draw the line somewhere because between 3 viable fast moves and regular and shadow versions of each and 3 leagues, It's a viable in. I could fill an entire article on Charizard alone without batting an eye. So I'll just be highlighting the moves. The moves are all most relevant. All right. See, this is what I'm talking about. Highlighting the moves that are the most relevant. All right. In short, though, Charizard doesn't see as much play in Open, Great League as it does in limited metas, but it has some really great utility in certain limited metas. It more than warrants a spot on your bench, even if you don't find yourself using it as often as perhaps other PvP weapons. When the right meta arises, you will really want to have it. In Great League, Fire Spin and Dragon Breath are on roughly equal footing, and there are a lot of nuances and highlights of which are as follows. Again, I'm not going over all these. You can read them if you want, but Charizard does a lot of work. All right. It is also worth noting that Shadow Charizard with Fire Spin is probably worth grabbing if you can, as it's much scarier than non-Shadow. If you have extras, you can get the Ultra League size Wing Attack is viable too. The Ultra League size Wing Attack is viable too. Here's the only downside to Shadows is that you cannot Mega Evolve them. I always thought it'd be kind of cool if you could Mega Evolve a Shadow Pokemon, just to see the purple floating around it and it being a Mega. Like, I don't know. Sounds pretty cool to me. And finally, in the Master League, you're probably best off getting Charizard for the potential return of Megas to Master League, as Charizard Mega X, the Fire Dragon one, and especially non-Dragon Charizard Mega Y are both actually really solid. With Dragon Breath specifically, here's the way to invest in a hundo. If you still have one and get both needed moves without needing any elite TMs, it's a good future project for the potential Mega League, Mega Master League down the road. And Arceus help us all when Mega Master League arrives, just not really great until then. I really hope it's not a Mega Master League. I would much rather prefer like a specified Mega League. I don't know, whatever. I guess we'll see, right? I guess they already test ran that last month when they did their Mega Battle League. That's all right. Venasaur! Frenzy Plant Grass does 100 damage, 45 energy, and 2.2 damage per energy. For the Great League, high priority. For the Ultra League, high priority. For the Master League, moderate. Only as a Mega. Because again, I think Venusaur's highest, like max CP, barely even gets close to making it Ultra League worthy. You know, I think at level 50, Venusaur gets like 2496 or something like that. So it's really hard to use it in the Master League. Here, let's actually look at it. Yeah, I just want to see what its maximum. Oh, I guess I should have said level 50. So okay, yeah, okay. So I was a little off. Sorry, 3075. I guess this is what I was thinking about, the 2649 at level 50. If you had a Nundo, it would only make it to 2649. I guess level 40. Level 40 is 2720, so maybe that was what I was thinking. 2720, so it barely touches 3000 at level 50 for Venusaur, so it's not super viable for the Master League, which is seeing a lot of Pokemon that are in that 38 to 4000 to 4100 blah 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 space. There are more grass starters with PvP relevance than fire or water starters, but Venusaur remains the best of them all, thanks to its handy poison subtyping, extra resistances to fighting, fairy, and grass, and sludge bomb for excellent all-around coverage. But of course, it's all for naught without Frenzy Plant. Similar to Charizard, Venusaur is a great PvP Pokemon that just can't keep up with the high IV stuff found in the Master League, but has a good Mega that may be worth it there one day, and excellent use perhaps even better than the Zard overall. In the 2 lower leagues, it always has been, always will be a PvP start staple with, oh my god. What? In the 2 lower leagues, oh, okay, it maybe even an excellent use, perhaps even better than Charizard overall in the 2 lower leagues. It always has been and always will be a PvP staple with little chance of ever being replaced, as no other starters come with its poisonous benefits. That is true, because poison does help it out. Again, here's the wins and losses. Venasaur does at least have some utility in the Master League. Most fighters, grounds, and fairies, including Zacian, still want nothing to do with it, but is the very definition of niche. Mega Venusaur will very likely have a future if Mega Master League becomes a repeat occurrence. However, this is a good time to evolve any hundos you may have on hand. And that's what I was saying. If you have any hundos for any of these guys, you might as well just evolve them if you can. Because, you know, even if you don't have hundos, but like something is your favorite, you might as well evolve it, get the legacy move on it, which is the best move that Pokemon can have in most cases. So you might as well just put it on there and call it good, you know? Meganium. Meganium is also a high priority for the Great League, a moderate to high priority for the Ultra League, and not at all viable in the Master League. We're not going to read as much, but it can put Earthquake on, which will help it. So it can out bulk Walrein, I guess. Okay. Empoleon is only really viable for the Ultra League, but it does have some play in the Great League or it does have some moderate to high play in the Great League, but like no play in the Master League at all. Right there, NA. So yeah, so Empoleon you're gonna want for the Ultra League as it has a high priority, but Great League is moderate to high, and Master League is none whatsoever. Moving on, should haves. So these are the must haves. These 5 guys, which are Swampert, Charizard, Venusaur, Meganium, and Empoleon. Those are the must-haves. The should-haves are Superior, which, as it said in the article earlier, is right on the heels of Meganium. It's a high priority for the Great League and a moderate priority for the Ultra League, but not playable at all in the Master League. Doesn't surprise me, but apparently you can put Aerial Ace on it, which gives it plenty of coverage. That's pretty cool. Blaziken. Oh, sad little Blaziken. Blaziken is a should have, which is a moderate to high priority in the Great League, a moderate priority in the Ultra League, Master League priority, moderate, high, Mega eventually coming. So it could be super high. It could be super high priority once Mega comes into the game, and if we have Mega Master League, I will give them that. But yeah, but Blaziken doesn't necessarily have as much bulk. It has the double typing, which is great, but it doesn't have as much bulk as it could for the Great League and the Ultra League. So it makes it a little bit weaker and wonkier because it's not as able to be as strong and stay in there as long, you know? But what? Blaziken has some other very intriguing closing moves like Legacy Stone Edge with fantastic coverage and non-Legacy Brave Bird. Brave Bird you can put on. Stone Edge you need an elite TM for. But it doesn't get stabbed with either of these actually, even though it's a bird. It's literally a fire chicken, and it doesn't get any flying type bonuses. Typhlosion is a moderate to high Great League priority, a moderate Ultra League priority, and a very low priority for the Master League. Again, these starters just have such a hard time getting enough bulk and high enough CP to actually compete with a lot of the other Pokemon that are in there. The Master League I reserve mostly for legendary Pokemon or pseudo-legendary Pokemon, such as like Tyranitar or Metagross. Those two are some of the pseudo-legendaries that actually can do really well in the Master League. Well, a lot of the starters and regular Pokemon are just having a hard time in the Master League overall. So I definitely think it has play here, but yeah, it makes sense. Oh, it's a low to moderate rating for the Master League. So it could still have some. Don't forget about Shadow Claw, which is still, in some ways, is still the superior fast move. despite being left in a ditch when Incinerate arrived in the game. So much so that I'm going to take the time to show you sims for both moves. So yeah, it does get Shadow Claw, which is pretty nice. It's a pretty fast move. I think it's even a ghost type move, if I'm not mistaken. Which is funny because the Hisuian form Typhlosion is a ghost fire type. It has the double typing. It's cool. Anyways, more battles, more simulations. Check them out if you want. Blastoise has a moderate priority for the Great League, a moderate to high priority for the Ultra League, and a moderate priority for the Master League, unless it has only in the case that it has its Mega. So whenever we can get Mega, that's the only case in which Blastoise becomes a moderate priority for the Master League. Again, Water Gun, Hydro Cannon, and close it out with Skull Bash or Ice Beam, whichever one. Catch him if you can. Samurott. I don't know about you, but Oshawott Community Day was just last July. Was it last July? I think it was last July. I don't know. Oshawott's Community Day wasn't too long ago, and I played during it, so I have Samurotts that have the Legacy move. The thing that happens with the Community Days, though, I always find, is that I play the Community Day until it's over, and then, like, I go through my Pokemon, and, like, I have, like, 5 minutes before the end of the evolving window to evolve them and try to get the Legacy move on them, it seems like. So I'm always in a super rush, it seems like. So I'm always like, oh, whoops, I have, like, 10 that I'm supposed to evolve that I marked for evolving. Ooh. But Samurott has a moderate priority for the Great League, a moderate priority for the Ultra League, and is not viable at all in the Master League. Torterra is moderate for the Great League and moderate for the Ultra League, with a low priority for the Master League. So not totally out of the woods on that one, but you know, not the best. Well, maybe you don't have to catch them all. Sceptile, I still say Sceptile is a sneaky good spice pick. It's just that it doesn't even really want Frenzy Plant, preferring Leaf Blade. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, Sceptile should get Leaf Blade more often than Frenzy Plant, but I think if you put both moves on, you should be pretty good. If I had to pick one from this list to get the exclusive move, if I had to pick one from this list to get the exclusive move, so this would be it. I just feel like it's going to really break out one of these days. Hey, sure, me too. Once it has its Mega, I believe so too. Here's another fire fighting type. Weird. Oh, what's that? Emor with another fighting fire type. Whatever. Infernape is not god awful, but it wishes it was Blaziken, considering its only fighting fast move is the Putrid Rock Smash. That's its fast move. Jeez. Which appears on too many Pokemon to be likely for a near-term buff. I don't see it suddenly breaking out either, despite the tasty combo of Blast Burn and Close Combat. And Emboar appreciates having Blast Burn, but it's still not PvP relevant and likely never will be. You can only do so much. You can do much better for your fire types. Like I said, Emboar is down here. We have Infernape and Blaziken and everybody. But I just think it's funny that we had so many firefighting types for for each generation, you know? And then for Alligator, there did exist a time when for Alligator was a legit pick in the Ultra League. That time is long in the past now. And it's really never brought the goods in Great League. Shame. What? Brought the goods in Great League. Shame. Okay. Whew, that ended up being a lot longer than I anticipated. How does that always happen to me? So we'll end it here today. But yeah, so that's your whatever. Okay, so that's the quick coverage. I guess not quick, but that's the coverage of all the best starters to put the legacy moves on during the GoBattle Weekend, which again starts tomorrow, or I guess starts technically tonight at midnight, because that's officially 7/9/2022. So during this event will be the GoBattle Weekend, where we will be able to battle Giovanni for the Shadow Latios. We'll be able to charge TM frustration off of our Pokemon, and evolve our starters to get the legacy move for them. So that's 3 bonuses, 200 battles, buttload of Stardust and XP and everything in the works as well. So make sure you play this weekend. If nothing else, during this whole event, like I said, the rest of the event might not be as great, but this weekend will make up for it, I promise. So without further ado, remember, no matter wherever you are, have a good day, good night, and a good morning. And as always, a good shower. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out!